Like when you start reading for the first time or learning new information, there's a lot of things. Like what triggered my interest in reading was when I was recommended a book and I actually took the time to read it. And this was at a low point in my life, because that's pretty much what triggered me reading. Because I was like, okay, things are different now. I need to make some new decisions.
So, episode 3 of the JP Bar Podcast with my good friend Liam Dawson.
It debunked a lot of things that people were telling me. And so I started to realize I have to base my own judgment from people I either admire or from real people doing what I want to do. Yeah. And it can't just be anyone or my parents. A lot of the times they're not fully educated in what they're actually doing, or they don't know how to kind of direct you in a direction that suits your personality. Yeah. They just kind of relate and suggest common things that were passed down from them or that they see in the environment.
Yeah, kind of generic advice and guidance, right?
Yeah, they just love you. They look for the best of you, but you have to do your due diligence and make the decision by learning and reading and discovering things. And it doesn't even have to be something you enjoy, just something you slightly think you have a skill or potential in. And then you dive into it and it starts to like fruition into a lot of ideas. Yeah. But yeah, that main moment was understanding, pretty much understanding the exchange and flow of money, how different people have different results. Yeah. And that what we're taught in school isn't actually the fact to acquiring real sustainability. And that blew my mind because everyone around me is just suggesting go to college, go to school,
get a career.
And then all of a sudden it just debunked this I thought fact, right? Yeah. But we never actually took the time to research it ourselves. So as soon as I noticed that, it kind of triggered my brain in such a different direction, and it's been different ever since. And I'm definitely happy for that fact, because I wouldn't be myself if it weren't for that.
So it's definitely very valuable to have these sort of role models that maybe you find through books, or honestly, like let's just explain how valuable of a real tool like YouTube and podcasts have been to both of us, right? Like unbelievable value in just having these platforms where we can go and find stuff to follow and listen to that really aligns with us, right? It's not like school is, where it's a curriculum and they kind of just shove it down your throat, even if it doesn't necessarily fit with who you are. Like having the freedom and the power to utilize the internet, mainly, podcasts and YouTube, to find these sorts of teachings has been so valuable. Do you have any insights on that? Like,
I would say I was on the verge of 19 to 20. 19 was when the book started to click and I started to seek information through books. But then when I was 20, I really started to dive into like interviews, podcasts, and informative videos, because that stemmed from the initial debunking myths and offering real facts. Yeah. That kind of opposed the majority. Yeah. And so I was fascinated by that. And then I started searching keywords in YouTube that related to my awareness from those books. And then it kind of dominoed to this day.
Super valuable. And then libraries as well. We kind of touched on that in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't.
I remember those days.
I can't say enough of a library.
I remember those days in Red Deer where you and I would just meet up at the library like quite often. I would take the bus down there sometimes and not even text you, and just like kind of in the back of my mind be like, oh, I hope I meet up with Liam at the library, and often we would cross paths there, and those were good days, man. Like we got into some like very good books, and that was quite a few years ago now, like maybe 3 years ago at this point.
2017, 18-ish.
Yeah. So those were super great times, and I love the libraries, man. So much value.
Yeah,
there.
It's just an oyster of like so much. It's ridiculous. Like if you're really like entrepreneurial or fascinated with curiosity, it's just a plethora of information, and it's just incredible.
It makes me want to go. Choose, library's still closed here right now.
Yeah, I believe mine is too.
And that's also another cool aspect.
Libraries are extremely touchy, right? So
yeah, exactly. That's kind of a sad reality that with this virus and stuff, who knows what the futures of libraries are. But I think they should just say to hell with it, put the risks aside, and say that the the benefits from libraries outweigh the risks, right?
One funny fact I'm actually so grateful for is I rented a book for trading psychology right before the library's closed, and I've had it ever since. I've had, own this book now. Okay.
Yeah, that's like 3 months.
It's not getting returned. Maybe they're just going to dispel with it now. I own this incredible
That's
book.
hilarious.